Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
Now, today we're going to talk about what's happened over the last week or two. They say a week is a long time in politics. There's a lady a lot of us have heard of in the past week, Frances Fitzgerald. So, do you want to talk about Frances?
Yeah,
what's happened?
Yeah, because it's been in the media morning, noon, and night. An analysis, we used to say least paralysis, it has been analysed inside out. Now, they say a week is a long time in politics. I think a couple of days was a long time in this saga that has unfolded. And to say that Taoiseach and ministers in Fine Gael handled it well would be an understatement. They did not handle it well whatsoever, and they didn't take account of the seriousness of the situation as regards the lack of action by the former Minister for Justice and this present Tánaiste, France Fitzgerald.
Okay. Do you think she was right to resign, or should she have resigned? Or
Well, she didn't intend to resign, and the Taoiseach Prime Minister Lio Reginalds didn't want her to resign, and a couple of days ago, and had said that she knew nothing about this policy of the former Garda Commissioner with her legal team to try and destroy Sergeant Maurice McCabe, referred to as a whistleblower. And as a matter of fact, I don't even like the name whistleblower. He was concerned about the mismanagement of the situation in the station he happened to be in, and lack of follow-up and crime and all the rest of it. And he made his views known. He didn't want to create the controversy that has erupted around his shoulders ever since.
Okay, so do you think Lio Rod Carew has been weakened by the situation?
Well, aside from being weakened, Lio Reginalds is not a TD that long. He didn't come through the ordinary way that other politicians have come. He has an agenda that appears to be populist, to please the populace. For example, old age pensioners got a long overdue rise from this pernicious and mean-spirited Fine Gael Labour government with a large majority. No rise for pensioners for years, and the €5 was going to be given to them, and Lio Reginalds was in the situation, and he then gave €5 to all the others unemployed and other people that hadn't. It was for old age pensioners, so it was dissipated in that way, and it was just treated like any other section, when really they've served their time, they've paid their way, done their duty as regards paying high taxes during the course of their career, and now they're just treated the same as everybody else. There's no little extra for them as regards their pension, which is not bad compared to other jurisdictions, but nonetheless this is what he did. So his record is Minister for Health. He had a lot of talk, but it didn't appear to be much.
No substance, yeah.
No substance. And this episode, with regard to the controversy surrounding emails that the former Minister for Justice, France Fitzgerald, apparently forgot or didn't take note of, it's transpired now that she was informed about what the Garda Commissioner and the legal team are about. And she had the right to Minister for Justice. What does a minister do except sort of, isn't she over the Gardaí and the Garda Síochána and commissioners and all the rest of it? Shouldn't she have sort of inquired into it and perhaps considered that it wasn't a prudent thing to do, because after all she was after supporting apparently verbally in the Dáil, whistleblower, what you call whistleblowers, and they should be protected. Now, John Malone of Christian Jobs Action Party detests this word whistleblower as if it's some kind of it doesn't give a good sound to it. It feels like somebody snitching all the time or something. But if a person in a job is concerned about the way it's run, he shouldn't be called that. He should be called a concerned individual and worthy of plenty of respect. Okay. But anyway, she supported, as did the commissioner, yet on the other hand, they were going about trying to destroy the man. So that is a very serious situation, and Minister for Justice should, part of their remit as a minister, I would have believed, to deal with these issues and not to sort of say, I had no hand, act or part in it.
Okay. I have read articles about the situation, in particularly Lio Reginalds' handling of the situation.
Well,
so he's been accused of being naive, his political instincts let him down. What's your view?
Well, that would be my view, that instincts, it's hard to know if he has those instincts. He has advisors, and he has now a new set of advisors, PR or communications people, to sort of put forward a rosy picture of what the government is about. And really, that's all that PR spin, because that's what it is. It's not relevant to having what would I call it, a purpose and a vision for the country, and to be able to articulate that and to be able to have your finger on the pulse, because after all, that's the responsibility of a Taoiseach come Prime Minister in any country, in order to take decisive action when there seems to be a need for it, to be able to read the situation. I mean, advisors will say this, that or the other, but they're not elected. The Taoiseach and the Prime Minister, they're not elected, but they're voted in by the party, so they're expected to do and rule in a fair and a just manner for the good of the people, for the good of all the people, and for the good of the country. And when a situation like this unfolds, which is a very serious matter, this action was not evident.
Okay, so when you question his leadership, do you think he's capable, Lio Reginalds?
Well, somehow or other, I don't think so. Myself, I think I mentioned that before. I thought I'd give it the benefit of the doubt, but the evidence now is that he sounds as if he's knows what he's talking about and says and that, but it seems to be all. It doesn't seem to come across as conviction and vision. It comes across in some kind of a cold, analytical way, without any sort of fire in the system and belief and a transparency that you can see, because you know when somebody is a good leader. One of the best leaders I regard was Albert Reynolds. He had vision and purpose, but he was let down by the Labour Party, of course. Dick Spring forcing going with Fine Gael and causing this problem when we had a great Taoiseach in Albert Reynolds. So since then, I can't think of any good Taoiseach as such that had the vision and understanding of what's required and the long-term vision of the country. I don't like this short-term business that occurs, and this PR, public relations spin on things. And I often feel that the media don't do the sort of analytical views of issues that they should be doing. They seem to just spout stuff and give opinions without engaging in the issues and analysing them and discussing them in a way that makes sense.
Okay, we're going to finish up with what your mother said to you a long time ago.
My mother said, and this is a very true, and it's a maxim that I've tried to adopt myself down the years. She said, if you start off wrong, you never wind up right. Now, this is, if you see the controversies that have arisen, you don't wind up right. Gilmore, the former foreign minister, closed the embassy, the Irish embassy, to the Holy See. What's been the result of his actions? They're looking to have 7 members in the Dáil. Some man from Westmeath got in, he thought he had lost, he got in by a whisker on, I don't know, about the 20th count or something like that. So it had just 7. If they had 6, they wouldn't have the quota. 7 just gives them a quota as an opposition party. Now, on any evidence, if they analysed as to how that happened, they'll be looking at the wrong issues. The issue was that they let down the Catholic people in this country and they got their just desserts. We can expect the media to sort of forget about that, as they've forgotten about the Rosary Crusade that I referred to earlier, that occurred last Sunday, the 26th of November. So, you know, that's what I think. So if you start off wrong, you never wind up right. And this government is at that racket, and they will not end up good.
Well, John Malone, today we started off right, and we're going to finish up right.
Well, thank you very much. I hope that we have covered some of the issues that are prevalent at the present time.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much.